The universe responds to your energy. Yes, everything you experience, what happens in your life, is reflecting the energy you emit. The secret to transforming your reality lies in how you feel, how you think, how you vibrate. The universe responds to your energy and is constantly sending signals to show you this. But what are you doing with these signals? Let's explore how your emotions, thoughts, and beliefs shape the world around you. The universe responds to your energy. Are you ready to understand this and change your reality? The universe isn't a collection of random events, but a vast field of invisible interconnections. Jung called this synchronicity, moments that seem like coincidence but carry profound meaning. Think about those times when you think of someone and suddenly receive a message from that person, or when you find exactly what you needed at the right moment. Is it chance or a system much more intelligent than we imagine? Quantum physics suggests that everything is connected at a fundamental level, where consciousness can somehow influence reality. If everything is interconnected, then the events in your life don't come from nowhere. They're reflections of deep patterns, both internal and external. Have you noticed that certain situations repeat themselves, as if the universe insists on sending the same lesson? It might be a relationship that always ends the same way, or opportunities that seem to slip away by a hair. What if these experiences were signals, clues to an invisible dialogue between you and something greater? Synchronicity isn't just a philosophical concept. It's happening all the time, waiting for you to notice. But how can you see these connections clearly? It all starts with attention. When you slow down, observe, and really listen to what's happening around you, the signals begin to jump out. Have you ever noticed how certain words, numbers, or symbols appear repeatedly in your life? It's not superstition, it's communication. The universe speaks a symbolic language, and the more aligned you are with your own energy, the clearer these messages become. But what exactly does this intelligence want to show you? Synchronicity isn't just a curious coincidence, it's a direct reflection of your energy in the external world. Jung realized that when someone is in a specific emotional or mental state, certain events begin to align in surprising ways. Have you ever been thinking about a song and suddenly it plays on the radio? Or remember someone and that person messages you right after? These experiences aren't simple coincidences, but evidence that your internal vibration manifests in the environment around you. If your energy influences events, then the important question is, what kind of vibration are you emitting? When you're aligned with positive emotions and constructive thoughts, opportunities seem to arise more fluidly. On the other hand, if you're stuck in negative patterns, the universe mirrors this in repetitive challenges. It's like a magnet. Your energy attracts experiences compatible with what you feel and believe. The problem is that most of the time, this happens unconsciously. But what if it were possible to take control of this process? The first key to shaping this interaction with the universe is to pay attention to small signals. Instead of ignoring coincidences, start seeing them as messages. If something unexpected happens several times, reflect, what is this trying to show me? The universe responds to your frequency, and by learning to decipher these patterns, you can transform your reality from the inside out. But how does this connect with science? Quantum mechanics has some intriguing answers about how consciousness influences matter. Quantum physics brought a revolutionary discovery. Consciousness influences reality. The famous double-slit experiment showed that particles can behave differently depending on observation. This means your attention has a direct impact on the material world. If even subatomic particles respond to the observer, imagine the effect of your mind on your life. What you focus on expands. And the most impressive thing? This happens all the time, whether you notice it or not. Your thoughts and emotions emit a vibration that interacts with this invisible field of possibilities. When you're in a state of joy, everything seems to flow with ease. On the other hand, in moments of worry or fear, difficulties increase. This isn't magic, but a reflection of your energetic frequency interacting with the world around you. Many people go through their entire lives without realizing this principle, thinking everything happens by chance. But what if you could direct this force to create the life you desire? Science already suggests that mind and matter are interconnected, and the question remains, how can you use this to your advantage? Small changes in how you think and feel can generate waves of transformation. Want a practical example? Try starting the day intentionally connecting with elevated emotions such as gratitude or enthusiasm. Observe how situations around you begin to reflect this internal state. But if your reality isn't changing, there might be something deeper in the way. Your unconscious might be creating blockages without you realizing it. Often people try to change their lives but feel that something invisible pulls them back to old patterns. This something is the unconscious, a vast territory where beliefs, fears, and experiences that shape how you perceive the world are stored. If a part of you believes you don't deserve prosperity, even without realizing it, your energy will emit this signal, and the universe will respond at the same frequency. It's like trying to navigate with an anchor stuck at the bottom of the sea. You can row hard, but you'll stay in the same place. The key to changing this lies in bringing to light what is hidden. Start by paying attention to the repetitions in your life. Are you always facing the same challenges? Attracting the same types of relationships? These repetitions are clues to what your unconscious is projecting. If you, for example, grew up hearing that money is hard to earn, this belief might be preventing your abundance today. The first step is to identify these patterns and question them. Is this really true or just conditioning from the past? Transforming your reality requires more than just positive thinking. It's necessary to reprogram what operates behind the scenes of your mind. Techniques such as therapeutic writing, regression, or simply reflecting on patterns that emerge in your life help in this process. And when you begin to rewrite your beliefs, your energy changes and the universe responds. But there is an essential factor that also influences this dynamic: archetypes, which silently guide your journey. If you feel that certain situations seem to repeat in your life, know that this isn't by chance. There's an invisible mechanism guiding these experiences. Archetypes. Jung described archetypes as universal patterns that influence our behavior and perception of reality. They operate like hidden scripts that determine how we relate to the world. If someone always attracts abusive relationships or opportunities that never work out, they might be unconsciously following an archetype that reinforces this experience. The problem isn't in the external world, but in what's being projected from the unconscious. To identify which archetypes are active in your life, observe the stories that repeat. Do you always see yourself in the role of the victim, the savior, or the eternal seeker? These patterns don't come from nowhere. They're internal reflections shaping your external experiences. The good news is that by recognizing these cycles, you can reframe them. If an archetype of scarcity dominates your financial life, it's possible to transform it into the creator archetype, which sees opportunities in any situation. Change begins with awareness of what's driving your actions and emotions. Transformation happens when you take control and rewrite your story. Techniques such as active imagination, reflective writing, and even Jungian therapy can help reformulate these patterns. When you become conscious of which archetype is operating, you can choose another that's more aligned with the life you want to create. And this change affects not only your thoughts, but also your emotions, which in turn are powerful creative forces in manifesting reality. Emotions are the driving force of your life. Each feeling you experience emits a specific vibration, and this vibration attracts compatible experiences. It's no exaggeration to say that your external reality is a direct reflection of your internal emotional state. Have you noticed how, when you're irritated, everything seems to go wrong? Traffic gets worse, people around you seem more impatient, and small problems take on gigantic proportions. This happens because your energy influences what you perceive and attract. And the opposite is also true. When you're in an elevated emotional state, things flow, opportunities arise, and even unexpected events seem easier to solve. The word emotion comes from emotion, that is, energy in motion. Feelings such as fear, anger, and anxiety carry a dense vibration and often create invisible obstacles in your life. On the other hand, emotions such as gratitude, joy, and love have a higher frequency and generate more positive experiences. This doesn't mean you should repress negative feelings, but rather learn to transmute them. Techniques such as conscious breathing, therapeutic writing, or simply changing your physical posture can help alter your emotional state quickly. Small adjustments in how you handle your emotions create a domino effect on your vibration and, consequently, on your reality. If you want to prove this effect in practice, do a simple experiment. For a week before sleeping and upon waking, focus on elevated emotions such as gratitude and enthusiasm. You don't need to force anything, just remember good moments or think about something that makes your heart vibrate. Observe how this influences your day. Small coincidences might begin to arise. People might react more positively, and even challenges might seem easier to solve. And this isn't magic. It's just the natural response of the universe to your vibrational field. Now, if emotions create your reality, imagine the impact of directing your focus with intention. Everything in the universe responds to your attention. What you observe, feel, and mentally feed expands in your reality. Have you noticed that when you worry about something, it seems that more similar situations appear? This happens because your mind, like a radar, begins to filter and highlight what most occupies your thoughts. Jung said that what you resist persists, and this has a clear reason. When you fight against something, you continue spending your energy on it. Instead of dissipating it, you strengthen it. The key lies in learning to change focus, redirecting your attention to what you want to expand. It's not about ignoring problems, but feeding solutions. Imagine someone trying to get out of debt. If this person spends all their time worried about the lack of money, they reinforce the scarcity in their own energy. But if, instead, they direct their attention to opportunities, financial learning, and small daily actions that create stability, their reality begins to change. This isn't magic, it's simply how the brain and energy work. What you focus on grows, because your mind seeks evidence to reinforce what it believes. If you change focus from the problem to the solution, your energy field aligns with new possibilities. Intention is the engine of transformation. When you set a clear intention and maintain your focus on it, your thoughts, emotions, and actions begin to work together in the same direction. This is how great changes happen. An athlete visualizes their victory before competing. An artist feels their work before creating it. An entrepreneur sees their success even before the first customer. And with you, it's no different. When your mind aligns with what you desire, your energy organizes to materialize this desire. But there's an essential detail. For this to happen, you need to learn to interpret the signals the universe gives you. Have you noticed how certain numbers appear repeatedly in your life? Or how a song seems to play at the exact moment you need to hear that message? The universe has its own language, and it doesn't communicate through words, but through patterns, symbols, and synchronicities. Jung already talked about this. Seemingly random events carry a hidden meaning when observed from a deeper perspective. It's as if reality were a great puzzle where the pieces fit together according to your energy. But are you attentive to the signs, or do you still ignore these subtle messages? Dreams are also a powerful means of communication. The unconscious doesn't speak directly, but reveals hidden truths through symbols and metaphors. An animal that appears repeatedly, a specific scenario, even the sensation upon waking can contain precious information. Many cultures believe that dreams are windows to what's to come, and modern science already studies their relationship with the psyche and decision-making. If you don't yet have the habit of recording your dreams, you might be missing valuable clues about your own journey. Keeping a dream journal can be an excellent start. But signals don't just come from within. The outside world also reflects your vibration. The more you align your energy with a purpose, the clearer the signals become. The right people cross your path, opportunities arise out of nowhere, and even obstacles seem to point the direction to follow. It's not magic, it's resonance. And the more you learn to interpret this language, the more the universe responds. But there's a detail. To receive the right answers, you need to learn to ask the right questions. Often, people try to manifest something they believe they desire, but deep down, they're just following external expectations. That's why the law of attraction doesn't work the same way for everyone. If your desires aren't aligned with your true essence, there will be resistance. Carl Jung talked about the individuation process as the path to becoming who you really are, integrating all parts of yourself, including those that were repressed or ignored. When you're disconnected from your authenticity, your vibration becomes misaligned, and the universe responds to this incoherence. But when you begin to live according to your truth, your energy becomes magnetic. Authenticity is the state of being where there are no internal conflicts between what you want, what you believe you deserve, and what you really feel. When there's contradiction between these elements, manifestation becomes difficult because the conscious mind may desire something, but the unconscious sends another message to the universe. Therefore, the key lies in recognizing your true intentions and allowing them to guide your actions. What do you really desire? What makes your heart vibrate? When you stop trying to fit into external patterns and begin to follow your essence, everything begins to flow more naturally. Resistance arises when we try to be something we're not, when we force ourselves to follow a path that doesn't resonate with who we really are. And this resistance is reflected in the results. If there's excessive effort, frustration, or constant blockages, it might be a sign that something is misaligned. The true power of manifestation comes when you allow yourself to be exactly who you are, without fear, without masks. Because it's in this state of congruence that your energy becomes irresistible to attract what is already in tune with you. Behind the scenes of your reality, the unconscious is always operating, shaping perceptions, choices, and results. Everything you manifest or fail to manifest is largely a reflection of patterns rooted in this deep part of the mind. Carl Jung said that until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. And that's exactly what happens when limiting beliefs act silently, preventing your energy from being aligned with what you desire. The good news is that the unconscious can be reprogrammed. Techniques such as visualization, affirmations, and somatic practices help replace old patterns with new energetic frequencies, creating a more coherent alignment between your internal world and the reality you want to experience. Visualization is one of the most powerful forms of communication with the unconscious. The brain doesn't differentiate between a real experience and an intensely imagined one, and when you visualize something with emotion and clarity, you're creating new neural pathways and adjusting your vibration. Affirmations also work in this process, but only when they feel true. Saying, "I am prosperous," while the unconscious still carries beliefs of scarcity, can generate internal conflict. Therefore, the secret lies in repetition and adaptation, transforming your affirmations so they sound authentic, such as, "Each day I open myself more to receive abundance." Small changes can have a big impact on how your unconscious processes these messages. Somatic practices, which include conscious breathing, movement, and meditation, also play an essential role. The body holds emotional memories, and often resistances aren't just in the mind, but also in the physical body. Releasing accumulated tensions through bodily practices helps dissolve energetic blockages, allowing your vibration to adjust to what you want to attract. In the end, it all comes down to self-observation. the more attentive you are to the patterns that govern your mind, the more you can transform them. Inner work is never wasted because as your energy changes, your external experience inevitably transforms. Energetic coherence is what defines whether your desires become reality or remain as simple intentions. Everything in the universe responds to the vibration you emit, and this frequency is determined not only by your thoughts but mainly by the feelings that accompany them. Jung spoke of synchronicity as a meaningful alignment between the internal and external worlds, and that's exactly what happens when you learn to vibrate at the same frequency as what you desire. The secret lies in feeling now what you hope to receive in the future. When you feel gratitude and abundance, even before having physical proof, you're telling the universe, "I am already this." This sensation generates a magnetic field that attracts experiences aligned with this new vibration, accelerating manifestation. Practicing states of presence is one of the most effective ways to create this energetic coherence. Mindfulness, for example, teaches you to observe thoughts and emotions without identifying with them, allowing you to choose where to direct your energy. If the mind is constantly stuck in the past or anxious about the future, the vibration becomes misaligned, creating resistance. But when you cultivate presence, your energy stabilizes, becoming more receptive to opportunities that resonate with your desires. Small adjustments in how you feel day to day can have a powerful domino effect. A simple moment of appreciation, a deep sigh, or a genuine smile already alter your vibration, changing the way the universe responds to you. The truth is that creating coherent energy doesn't require extreme effort. It requires consistency. The more you practice being at the frequency of what you desire, the more natural this state becomes. The unconscious mind begins to accept it as your new reality, and without you realizing it, signs begin to appear, opportunities arise, and the flow of life adjusts to your new vibration. When you become intentional about your energy, you realize that you don't need to chase things. They begin to come to you. The universe acts as a perfect mirror of your internal energy. Everything you experience in the outer world is a direct reflection of your vibration, your beliefs, and your deepest emotions. Jung explored this idea by stating that what is not brought to consciousness manifests as destiny. That is, what you don't recognize in yourself, life finds a way to show you. Quantum physics also points to this principle. Reality isn't fixed, but shaped by the consciousness of the observer. Thus, by changing your internal frequency, you alter not only your perceptions, but also the events and opportunities that arise before you. This means that if repetitive patterns arise in your life, whether in relationships, work, or health, it's an invitation to look within. Often, external circumstances only evidence unconscious beliefs operating in the background. The energy you emit comes from your deepest mental programming. If there's fear, insecurity, or scarcity vibrating within you, the universe reflects these same frequencies back. But by transforming your relationship with these emotions, dissolving resistances, and cultivating higher states, you alter the quality of what you attract. The key to changing your reality lies in taking responsibility for your energy. This doesn't mean ignoring challenges or forcing positive thoughts, but developing awareness about how you feel and react to daily experiences. Small adjustments in how you interpret events already change the frequency you emit. And when this change becomes consistent, the universe responds with new opportunities, unexpected paths, and synchronicities that confirm your internal transformation. In the end, reality isn't something that happens to you. It's something you co-create at every moment. Now that you know the power your energy has over your reality, the question is, what will you do with this? Will you continue reacting to circumstances, or will you begin to intentionally create the life you desire? Change is in your hands, but it depends on you making conscious choices and aligning your vibration with what you want to attract. So, what will you change in your energy today? Which beliefs are you willing to transform to achieve your goals? Leave your answers in the comments and share your reflections. We want to know how you're applying this knowledge. If you haven't subscribed yet, do it now. And don't forget to turn on notifications to continue learning about how to transform your reality. See you next video.